What is up? Welcome to Driftin into Freedom. And if you are an Eagles fan, we won in spirit, just saying. I am going to wear my t-shirt proudly. How about that? So today I am going to talk about the 5 things that I wish that I would have had prior to me moving into my car. So if you want to know what those 5 things are, you might want to stick around. Now, of course, this list isn't in any type of order. So one of the main things that I wish that I had was some type of generator to charge all of my stuff. Now, I know I've been in my car for a while, but before I make the purchase, I just want to make sure that, number one, I have enough power so that I can charge all of my things, including some type of refrigerator or stove, like some type of portable stove. So I'm really hesitant right now to just go ahead and place an order on Amazon. Like I said, I just want to make sure, because once I buy this generator, I am completely stuck with it. I don't want to get my hopes up high and then all of a sudden I have to send it back. So I am taking my time when it comes down to making this big decision to buy a generator for all of my things. But I really do wish that I would have bought at least something temporarily. This way I have something to charge all of my things. So this is definitely something I'm working on, and I can't wait to finally have that generator. This way I'm able to charge all of my things versus me being in a Starbucks or a Panera Bread on a Saturday or Sunday looking at those chocolate croissants, pulling out my credit card, if you know what I mean. So yeah, moving on. Another thing that I wish that I had was some type of electric kettle. If you are a tea or coffee drinker, you know what I mean. I cannot go a day without drinking tea or coffee. It's just my thing. I can't help it. You know, it's amazing what people spend on teas and coffees within a week. I actually went ahead and did the math, and the numbers are pretty crazy if you ask me. I couldn't believe that I was spending this much on coffee. So let's get into those numbers, shall we? On average, I spent about $34.09 per week, which comes up to be about $136.36 per month. And within a year, that comes up to $1,636.36. So at the end of the day, I don't want to be spending my money going to Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks and spending all of this money on tea and coffee when I can just make it myself. Now, of course, it is very convenient, but $1,636.32 a year, y'all, that's a lot of money to be spending on coffees and teas. Just saying. So another thing that I wish I had was sunshades. Now, I know that at one point I actually did make my sunshades, but I actually probably a couple weeks ago, I threw them away. I know. Now, one of the things that I have been using as a replacement is this actual sheet back here. At this point, I'm going to continue to keep using this sheet just for now, but I have been thinking about possibly buying a new car, possibly an SUV. My car is kind of old. I've had this car for over 10 years now. And after my little hiccup after I drove back from New Mexico, I'm starting to think that maybe it's time for me to start looking into upgrading to some type of SUV just to be on the safe side, because at the end of the day, I don't want to be taking these road trips and get stuck on the road in the middle of nowhere and there's no one around to come get me. So I have been thinking about this a lot. One of the community members actually asked me if I was actually saving up for a car. And it made me to start thinking that maybe I should start thinking about, upgrading my car just to be on the safe side. At the end of the day, it's better to be safe than sorry. Right now, my car has about 177,000 miles on it. Once you start having issues with your car, it tends to be like a domino effect. So investing in sunshades for a car I may only be having for a couple of more months, ideally was not really something that I wanted to do. So I ended up returning the sunshades, and like I said, right now I'm just using the curtains instead. So another thing that I wish that I had was some type of fridge. At this point, I don't even care if the fridge was actually in the storage or somewhere because I am spending a lot of money now that I'm remote. I tend to go out a lot to eat. In the last year or so, I was spending on average about $200 a month. And I ran through some calculations and I thought to myself, if I continue to keep eating out, my average monthly spend for food is basically going to double the $200 and be about $400. Although I do have a cooler in my trunk, it's not the best cooler when it comes down to storing food in there. Now, the thought was to get a Yeti cooler because those are supposed to be some of the best coolers on the market. But when I compared a Yeti to an actual fridge, the fridge and Yeti pretty much were both about the same price. So I thought to myself, why even go out and waste the money on a cooler when I can just use that money to purchase a fridge? But these are just some of the things to think about, especially before you are moving in your car. How are you going to store your food? Is it better to buy a fridge or is it better to buy a cooler? So that's definitely something to take a look at, especially if you're trying to compare, because at the end of the day, this is an investment and you don't want to be pouring money over here and then all of a sudden this doesn't work and now all of a sudden you have to come out of your pocket for XYZ. And of course, last but not least, because we're going to need something to cook all this stuff on, I wish that I had a stove, some type of portable stove. Yeah, especially right now, like I said, that I'm fully remote. So having a portable stove will not only save me money in terms of me no longer having to go out and spend money to buy food, but it's definitely convenient because, if I'm in a remote area and I just don't feel like running to a restaurant to go pick up food, having a stove is going to make things so much more easier because I can just pop the stove out and cook whenever I want. So definitely having a stove would make my life so much easier. And it kind of goes hand in hand with the fridge, being able to have that convenience to cook and store food whenever I want to. And it's also going to save me a lot of money at the end of the day. So I wish I had a stove, but that's something I'm working on as well. Now that I'm fully remote, it's either spending $400 on takeout each month or just purchasing the necessities that I need. So at this point, I'm definitely leaning more towards the stove, the fridge, and all of the good stuff over here. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel as we drift into freedom together. See you soon. And if you want to know if my relocation package got approved, you definitely want to check out my next video.